I'm not going to tell you this is the worst thing that Canva's ever done. I'm just going to give you the facts and let you decide for yourself. You may have recently heard that Canva changed the way its QR code works, and that's made a lot of content creators real mad. I do have a couple of workarounds that will get you past the biggest complaint, but also I need to share something that no one's really talked about through this whole QR code controversy. Now, let's sit down and make one, and I'll show you how it works. The QR codes are a little buried, but you can find them under apps and search for QR and click enter. And thankfully, Canvas is the first one on the list. The first free thing you can do is create from a pattern. Your QR code can use blocks, rounded squares, circles, crosses, stars, or hearts. We're just going to keep it basic and choose blocks. Put in the link you want your audience to go to. I'm choosing a website where you can get a free template to help you properly size your YouTube banner for every device. If you don't want to make any other changes, you can click Save to update the QR code on your screen. Give it a name so you remember where the QR code directs. This will help you know which QR code to add to your design later. If you change your mind about the pattern, you can always use this to switch to one of the other options. And another thing you can do for free is change the corners. Watch what happens to the QR code as I go through the different corner options. The problem people are having relates to this little crown icon. In the past, we've associated that crown with Canva Pro. But here are the facts. You can create a QR code for free, but it's going to have one of those two Canva logos on it. Here's where you're probably going to get mad. If I want to remove this little C, you're thinking, oh, I need Pro. But watch what happens when we click on it. Upgrade to Canva Business. Are you telling me that in order to remove the Canva logo, I need to have a Canva Business account? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. What about adding our own logo? Yes, you'll need Canva Business for that too. For me, it's not a huge deal because this is what I do. I'm a Canva tutorial specialist. And that basically means that I don't mind if that Canva logo is on my QR codes. And in fact, I would be willing to bet that most people aren't going to know what this C stands for if they are not familiar with Canva. I'll share the workaround for those problems in just a little bit, but first, I need to share with you some more, I don't want to say bad news, more facts. I'm going to show you more facts about this feature that you're probably not going to like. We're just going to go ahead and click Save because I got to be honest, I'm a little upset about this one too. We're going to click on this. Up, there it is. There's the little crown. That means Canva Pro, right? Wrong. In order to see the insights of the QR code, you have to upgrade to Canva Business too. But Jennifer, you promised workarounds. I sure did. And I said workarounds, plural. So I'm going to show you two different workarounds. And then we're going to talk about something that no one else is talking about when we see whether these workarounds actually work. We're going to go to Add a Page first, then go back to Apps. Remember, you saw earlier that there are more options here for the QR code. We're going to try this one to see how it looks. Just kidding. I can't recommend that. Why? Because when I scanned it, it did this. And I'm not going to show you all of this, but it basically was a very long ad for something. And then I had to click an actual button in order to go to the website. So it definitely wasn't instantaneous. So I take that back. You can't use that. You can try some of the other ones just to see if they work. But yeah, scratch that. We're gonna move on to workaround number 2. But before we do that, I do want to show you one other problem with the specific app. If I click edit, you can't change the link if you've messed it up or any other things the way you could with Canva's dynamic QR codes. Now, I am not an expert on QR codes. QR codes is not something that I use a lot of as a user, But also, I don't make a whole lot of them as a content creator either. But what I do understand is that a QR code stores data. And when someone uses their phone to scan a QR code, it quickly directs the person where they're trying to go. What would happen if we cover the C with a circle? So I type C on the keyboard to get the circle, and now I'm changing the color to be black. And if that works, that begs the question, could we put our own branding logo on top? I don't know. Let's test it out. Oh, and by the way, all the QR codes that you create will be here with the labels. That's why it was so important to write the names so that you know which one to click. But you can also update it by clicking which one you want to update, clicking edit, and then changing the logo or even changing the URL, whatever you want. And when you click save, it automatically saves that new thing across your designs. I'm going to scan this QR code with my phone and see if it redirects where I want. And we're going to go here, open lens. I'm going to scan it. It went straight there. I say it went straight there. Let's talk about the controversy now. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that. The facts are that it will redirect through Canva first before it lands on your landing page. That was free and I can still do it. So we get what we get and we don't throw a fit, right? Or do we? I don't know if you know this, but we can actually submit requests to Canva, and those requests have been known to be honored. Watch this video next to see how we can make a wish to Canva to let them know what we think about this change. And just remember, when you do that, be polite.